a push in life. Anybody can be somebody, through development and building one's capacity, financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better, 'cause we're taking you higher, You can be entertaining, so educated, making you so independent. Through Netwealth comes on, helping communities. Netwealth comes on, individuals and organizations. Netwealth comes on, Netwealth comes on.
Good evening, Plateau. Good evening, Nigeria. Welcome to today's edition of Wealth for Life and Living. My name is Dr. Kingsley Okonoda, and I'm your host for today's program. You already know that Wealth for Life and Living is an initiative of Netwealth Consult to help you acquire the mindset, attitude, and aptitude that you need to make a success in every and any area of your life, be it politics, governance, marriage, or even career. We also help you to achieve and maintain a sound mind so that you can live a life of abundance that you deserve. On today's program, we shall continue with the issue of rape and the victim, the mental health perspective. Last week, we started by talking about the fact that sexual violence is associated with physical, sexual, and reproductive health effects. We went on to talk about what rape really is and who could be the victims of rape, the profiles of the victims of rape. And we had you speak to us, share your experiences, ask questions, and all that. However, we are not able to get to the issues of the psychological or mental health consequences of rape. And that is what we will be talking about today with our guest, who is already becoming a regular on this program. However, before we get into the discussion, we shall be going on a short break. Stay tuned and don't go away.
Netwealth comes on. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be somebody, through development and building one's capacity, financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better.
My name is Dr. Kingsley Okonoda. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Netwealth Consult Training and Development. At Netwealth Consult, we help individuals, organizations, and communities to actualize their potentials, to cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to society. We do this through our training seminars, workshops, and conferences on the issues of mental health promotion, peak performance, management consulting, and personal development. Among trainings, seminars, workshops that we have done for individuals and organizations like this, Netwealth Consult also holds the Strategic Planning and Goal Setting Seminar in the first week of January annually, as well as the Financial Independence and Wealth Creation Seminar on the 1st of October every year. We also have the issues of mental health promotions on the 10th of October, which is the World Mental Health Day, as well as the 26th of June, the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. We invite you to avail yourself of any of our trainings, workshops, and conferences at Netwealth Consult so that you can have the life of abundance that you deserve. Thank you very much.
Netwealth comes on. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be somebody.
Welcome back. Our guest today is Dr. Bwatyum Gyang, who was with us last week, and she's a consultant psychiatrist at the JUTH University Teaching Hospital, and she's a fellow of the West Africa College of Physicians. Dr. Gyang, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Like I said earlier, you're already becoming a regular on this program, and I'm sure that our viewers are already looking out for you to see you again.
Thank you.
All right, so we shall continue on the issue of rape. Maybe before we go on, maybe you can give us a little recap about what rape is and some of the things we said last week.
So I think last week we were able to establish that the World Health Organization has said rape is whenever there is penetration or even slight contact with the vagina, with any body parts or an object, or the penis. And that was what constituted, rape. But then we looked at, other aspects that talk about when you force, anyone to have a sexual relationship with you, or when you coerce a person into having a sexual relationship with you, it's still part of rape. Now, we also looked at the fact that anyone could be raped, but we said that there were particular characteristics that make people more prone to being raped. And we talked about, people who are in the low socioeconomic class, they are poor, people who, for some life circumstances, have been are vulnerable or are trying to have been forced to depend on others for their needs, like what we have with IDPs and people who go to be house helps, and things like that. People who are juniors in the office, especially females. People who, have a challenge that hinders them from giving consent. People with learning disabilities, people with mental illness, and then children generally, because they are yet to comprehend, they cannot protect themselves, and things like that. And I think interestingly we talked about people who, the issue of can a husband rape his wife, and we try to look at that yes, if we look at the issue of consent and then force, it's possible. And we also looked at the fact that men can also be raped. It's not just the issue of women, even though most of the people raped are women, but then men can also be raped.
Yes. All right, thank you very much, Dr. Gyang. Interestingly, before we go on to discuss the issues for today and open the phone lines later, I want to read something, one text message that came thereafter from Blessing from Bukuru. That was from last week. He said, please help. My husband doesn't make love to me regularly. He will spend like a month or more, and he doesn't have time to play or to discuss things that will help the growth of our home. Is this normal, please? Please say something about it. That was Blessing from Bukuru, because we talked about the issue of rape being a power play, somebody having power over another, and that it's not always the case that the man will have power over the woman. And you now talked about abuse, withholding sex could be abused. However, in this case now, it's not the woman that is withholding sex, it's the man that's withholding sex. So I think it's a concern that we could quickly, if Blessing is listening or anybody that is going through, can have something to learn from us. So what do you have to say about this?
Well, I think this is not a very straightforward case. We don't have all the facts on ground. But then the questions that come to mind that I would want to ask, unfortunately, it's not a consultation, so I might not have the answers. But then the thing is that has it been like that since from the beginning of the marriage? How frequent has the sexual relationship been? Is it a change? And then if it's a change, then I would want to ask myself, what could be the problem? Before we begin to cast blames, we have to, there are a lot of, when you, at least I've experienced a lot of men who would not want, they have a problem. It's not as if they don't want to. They might be having erectile problems, they might be having health challenges, and then they do not come out to openly discuss that, because in our society, it's something that is still very heavy for the man to do, to come out and admit that I have a sexual problem, or I have an illness that is affecting my ability to function. And so what they do, because they don't know how to express themselves, they just keep away. And then the other thing is that what is her own response in case there is a problem? Because you know, sometimes for men that have issues with either erection or premature ejaculation, things like that,
yes,
the women might not be supportive. You know, there might be a feeling of disgust, you know, disappointment that women, and such things for the men is better for the person. Yes, it's better for the person to just keep off.
Yeah, exactly.
So we would want to, you know, if I would advise her, since we are not discussing with her, is that definitely it's not okay, because I think the whole marital relationship, one of the aims is for companionship, and the companionship, the love is one of the ways, the major ways it is expressed is through sexual relationship. So it is not okay that you're having sexual relationship with your husband just once in a month, but then before you quickly start throwing tantrums, I think you should ask yourself what could be the problem.
I actually think that many people don't, they don't look at it in such light. They rather say they pray, go to pastors and all that. But these are things that they should seek counsel about.
Yeah.
You know, I used to tell people, one of the things I teach is sexual dysfunctions, sexual disorders and all that. But not many people will relate that to psychiatric issues and all that. They would rather think it's spiritual. But the quality of relationship many a times comes out in the sexual relations of the couple. And for most men, it is the quality of the relationship that affects their sexual performance most of the time, apart from the issue of stress and all those kind of things. So I think what we can advise is for Blessing to seek help. Probably see a family physician first. If it goes beyond that, then you can see us at the psychiatric department, and we can take it from there. I'm sure, I know you are into the area of women and all that, and I'm into sexuality, so if there is need to collaborate and get this person. But for our viewers at home, the lesson is that don't die in silence. For us as doctors, a lot of people we call and want a snapshot answers to their problems. But we have to take history, do all those before we can move on and solve the problem. So be that as it may, we'll quickly go into today's discussion. Last week we talked about rape and all that, we are giving a recap. However, what are the mental health aftermath of rape for the individual that is raped? Mental health now, psychological, or even psychiatric issues and all that. Yes.
You know, I think we would look at it maybe in phases, but before then, you know, I have come to see that sometimes the consequences, the mental health, the psychological consequences of a rape might live with a person, you know, throughout life. Throughout the rest of the life, of the person's life. And, you know, sometimes I try to, so even though it's very difficult, but then for those who are thinking about raping people or, you know, how into the habit, because there are some people that actually have the habit of raping others. You know, I always say I wish I could meet them face to face, but this is an avenue. Somebody might be listening. That is beyond the act of that, you know, that time might just be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes at the worst. But the effect of what you might be damaging in life forever. And so that is by the way. But then the consequences can be, you know, immediately after the rape. You know, for a lot of people, it is that of shock, of disbelief, of denial. You know, a lot of people who get raped in the immediate, maybe the few weeks or months after, they would prefer to not remember, to deny that it happened. And a lot of them would struggle to live their lives as if nothing happened. So for a lot of people, it's denial after the initial shock of what could be happening. And people at that stage, you know, might find it very difficult to even relate what happened. And that is usually a problem for the legal aspect.
That's why they never present. Even in the hospital, they don't present.
Yeah, they will not come because they don't even, at that point, you ask them, and they can't remember whether the person was black or white, the person was tall or short, he was wearing red or blue clothes. They can't remember what the person said, or even if they're remembering it, it might be coming in badges, bits and pieces. And then when people want to believe, you know, when they are trying to get facts, they want you to be consistent. They want you to say things as they are. It can be very difficult. And they will now start doubting because there are holes because they are in the story. And so, you know, these days, when people, the you know, the one that just came up, the very recent one, everybody will be like, this story, there are doubts. How can this happen with this and that? But then, from their own, but it can happen. A person can have dissociation for years. May not even remember a large chunk of what happened sometimes. You just remember the bits and pieces, what makes sense, what the mind can comprehend. Can accept. Yes, and so it becomes a problem. So shock denial is there. Now, following that, a lot of other people would live with shame. You know, why did this happen? This has made me less of a woman, less of a man. Something must be wrong with me for this to happen. I am probably damaged for life. No one will want me again. You know, and things like that. I was telling someone just this week, you know, trying to make her see that what happens to you is just an event. You know, there was, I think you were the one that posted a response, you know, about somebody's, I don't know whether you were the one, but I think you were the one. You know, somebody saying that, can you marry a raped woman? You know, and so the good response I said is that it does not define the person. It is an event that had happened. You know, so but a lot of people, even the people that are raped themselves, they can define their life, you know, by that event. So there will be that feeling of unworthiness, feeling of death. You know, they said there are a large chunk of people that within the early weeks of rape, they can have compulsions of wanting to clean themselves over and over again, because there is this feeling of defilement, feeling of I am dirty. Can I wash this thing off me? You know, you wash, you feel a little bit better. After a while, the person will keep washing and washing, and if one does not take time, you know, to take care, you know, a full obsessive compulsive disorder can develop later on, where a person has these repetitive, intrusive thoughts of being dirty. And then, yes, that means there are thoughts that force their way into the mind. The person knows that this is irrational. This has no basis. Tries to push it away, but it keeps coming back and keep coming back. And when it becomes so heavy for the person finds relief in carrying these rituals, you know, to feel better, so the person can wash and wash and wash. You know, and that then there is fear. You know, a person can live under anxiety and apprehension. Will I get pregnant? Will I not get pregnant? Will I contact STDs? Will I not contact STDs? Will I have HIV? Will I have, you know, so that fear will be there. And for some people, it can develop into full anxiety, what we call anxiety disorders. It's a condition where a person is fearful, a person has tension, apprehension, you know, and panic over nothing, or over the possible things that could happen. And, you know, it has led to people doing tests over and over again. You know, you go do HIV, do whatever, they are okay. After a while, the doubts come back and they keep doing, and it can be money consuming and emotionally draining, even for the person. And even for relatives. Even for relatives. You know, some of the other short-term, you know, effects could be that the person could be angry, very angry, even from the short-term too. And sometimes the anger could be at self. Why did I allow this to happen? Why couldn't I shout, for example, you know? Why didn't I fight hard enough? You know, some people would have fought, but then they feel if I had fought hard enough, maybe things could be better. Then the anger could be directed at other people. Why couldn't my husband protect me? You know, sometimes in the situation of robberies and and then they come and they break particular people. Why couldn't my spouse protect me? If it is a child, why didn't my father, my mother protect me. You know, so the anger could be towards the other people, and then the anger could be towards the person that raped. You know, the one can be living with total outrage. The person might not be able to express it to the person. You know, recently I told a lady who the person that raped her is dead, and she thought she had forgiven him, but 6 years down the line, she was still very angry. She didn't believe she was angry until I brought it to her notice. The way you're reporting this suggests you are not over it yet. And you know, there is that anger. And unfortunately for her, the person she is angry at is dead.
No more.
So, you know, relating that, getting that out was an issue. You know, so those are some of the immediate aftermath. But then later in life, it can affect all dimensions of the person's life. You know, it is a major reason for people coming down with frank mental illnesses, most especially depression and anxiety. You know, over half of the people that, especially females, that are raped or that have been raped would come down with either anxiety or a depressive disorder later in life. And, you know, it might, I talked about the obsessive compulsive disorder.
What about this one? People talk about post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes.
Because rape is like a stressful condition.
Yes.
And then some of them will come to reliving it is over and over and all that. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, post-traumatic stress disorder is something that can actually happen too when a person is raped, because especially for those whose rape is, you know, rape can actually be forceful, or it can be passive in such a way that they drug the person and then the person is raped.
Yes.
Now, such people who are drugged and raped might not have post-traumatic disorder because they did not really experience the force or whatever it is. And actually, those that are drugged, it is said that the actual process is less forceful than those that are not raped. But for those that experienced it, you know, it can be a very traumatic event. And later in life, you know, after the event, you know, they could develop what we call post-traumatic stress disorder, a situation where they can be having a re-experiencing of the event. Is like the whole thing is happening all over again, and the person can be having flashbacks. You know, the scenes from the event will be coming to the conscious memory of the person. The person can be hyper alert. That means the person is unable to sleep, the person is fidgety, the person is on the edge, the person is afraid. The person can avoid, you know, circumstances and events that that is similar to the situation where the person was raped. For example, if the person is a female, sorry for using females all the time, but as I said, men can be raped. But the person can avoid the person can avoid men altogether, you know, avoid relationships, avoid
all men are pigs, all kind of
yes, in fact, some people with that might decide not to get married at all because they have issues with that. Sexual disorders are another consequence of rape. You know, women that are raped, most especially, can have what we call dyspareunia, that is pain during sex. It's not really as if there is a problem with the sex organ, but psychologically, you know, the trauma that the person had before makes the sexual relationship so unpleasant, so painful, you know, because of that. Because you need to be in a psychological state of mind to want what is happening to you.
Exactly.
And so a woman who, you know, has been raped might subconsciously fear sex.
I always tell people that the mind
is
the greatest sex organ.
Yes.
So if the mind is disturbed,
then it's not possible. Then for men, you know, they could have these issues that we were earlier discussing. You know, it can be problems with erection, problems even with the desire itself, you know, and things like that. But then for some people, it might go on the other side. People who have been raped some of them have reported an excessive desire for sex after that. You know, a senior colleague was telling me about someone that was raped and subsequently could not do without sex.
As a matter of fact, I know somebody that because of rape, she eventually became a commercial sex worker.
Yes.
The first experience was a rape.
Yeah.
And subsequently,
so it happens like that. Some people can get addictions to pornography, you know, addictions to alcohol and other psychoactive substances just because of things are happening to me I don't want, so I want to self-medicate, and the immediate things that come to mind is the issue of alcohol and then other psychoactive substances. Another area is that victims of sex, of rape, are vulnerable to further abuse. Yes. Rape and other abuse. I watched an interesting movie. I don't watch movies, but recently I watched one that was it was depicted very clearly by Nigerians. I was very impressed at the movie. A person who feels vulnerable, who feels nobody would like me, might easily fall for the nearest or for the next available person that just says, I love you, yes, without thinking twice, and such people are vulnerable because they will feel so grateful that somebody loves them, so despite everything.
There's a feeling of not being worthy.
So when somebody comes, he can easily abuse you. He can easily say, do not visit your family, do not do this, wear this, don't do this. And then before you realize, they are subject to more abuse. They are more likely to give birth to children and not raise them well. Because parents that have been raped might either be overprotective. Yes. In fact, they would live out their fears through their children. And then they might be overprotective. They might themselves be abusive in trying to protect these children. So you don't allow the child to talk to anybody. You don't allow the child to have friends. You don't allow the child, if the child is growing up and trying to have boyfriends, and things like that, because of what happened to the parent, you stop the child. You do that, and those children themselves might actually fall either to the issue of using psychoactive substances out of frustration. They themselves might be abused because they would want to rebel. They would not understand why the parents are treating them that way. So the effect of rape, it becomes a generational thing. Yes. You now raise up children who would be traumatized, and they will grow up into unhealthy adults mentally. And the thing would keep going on.
All right, Dr. Gyang, I know that when it comes to these issues, you are very passionate and you want our viewers to know all that will happen. But we'll go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll be talking more about these issues. Can we go on a short break? Please stay tuned and don't go away.
Netwealth comes on.
Hello there. My name is Dr. Kingsley Okonoda. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Netwealth Consult Training and Development. At Netwealth Consult, we help individuals, organizations, and communities to actualize their potentials, cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to society.
My name is Oyewumi Olufemi. I've been following Dr. Okonoda for a while, but last year, October 1st, I attended a seminar at Netwealth. I've been having great fears in starting up a business, which I had lots of plans. They were just on paper. But after I came to the program, he said some things that just made me forget about my fears. My business has started and it's doing very, very well.
At Netwealth Consult Limited, we invite you to avail yourself of our trainings, workshops, and conferences so that you can have the life of abundance that you deserve. Thank you very much. Come back. We have been talking about the issues of rape as it concerns what I like to call the survivors. Some call them victims, I don't like that word, of rape, and the psychological and psychiatric complications that could result as a result of rape. I will be talking with Dr. Bwatyum Gyang, who is a consultant psychiatrist at the JUTH University Teaching Hospital and a fellow of the West Africa College of Physicians. It's at this point that we are going to open the phone lines for you to be able to join us. The phone to call is 09024 387072. It's there on your screen, and that is the call only phone. While they want to send SMS to is 0705 024-5234. I want to say that if you make your call, you should turn down the volume of your TV set so that you can hear us through the phone and you can talk back to us through the phone. If you are calling that line and you are not able to get through because of many calls and the network, you can just send an SMS to the SMS line. If you call the SMS line, no matter the number of times you call it, it will not be picked. And you have a better chance of reaching us with an SMS so that your SMS will be read. So, Dr. Gyang, in many cases, blame is cast on the victim rather than the perpetrator of rape. And the person goes on to suffer, like I said, suffer dishonor and shame. Sometimes even the extended family will even join in to make the person look bad. The law enforcement can cast blame, society cast blame. Why do you think this is so? What's responsible for why we stigmatize the rape victims?
Well, I think it's like generally or culturally,
yes,
we are maybe programmed in such a way that we feel everybody should protect herself. You know, anywhere you talk about, especially when it comes to women, anywhere you talk about rape, and if people are given the opportunity to talk, you know, they talk about dressing.
Yes.
And so there is this this unconscious belief.
Let me call her on the line.
Okay.
Just hold your thoughts. Hello? Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Okay, we lost that call. All right, so there's this unconscious belief.
There's this unconscious belief that if a person was raped, definitely she, most especially, did not do something right.
Okay.
Or she gave the signal, especially if it's not maybe robbery where they come and abduct or they rape people there violently. But if she was raped maybe by a co-worker, the thought would be that she must have been seductive.
Exactly.
In either her dressings or words or whatever, she must have desired it. She must have.
Hello? 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 Good evening. You are on to Mind Wealth for Life and Living. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay. Can you go ahead and make your contribution? Okay. All right. Can you speak louder, Joanna? Hello? Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. It's okay. It's all right. Thank you very much, Joanna. Joanna says that those who are engaged in this, when they know the consequences, they are likely going to desist from the act. All right. Hello? Hello? All right, we missed that call. That's one thing. Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. You are on to Mind Wealth. What's your name and where are you calling from? All right. I think that person will not speak. So, like I said, we are still going to talk about the mind of the rapist. Because many people that rape, I doubt if we have the conscience to be thinking of the effect on the. Usually, they are very selfish people who are just thinking of themselves. You were saying something earlier. Hello? Hello? All right.
Okay, so I was saying that, so the mind is that we believe that, okay, maybe she actually wanted it,
Yes.
maybe she started it, and then somewhere along the line she started fighting or something like that. So it's easier for us to think that people should protect themselves. She should have, or she should have shouted.
She should have shouted.
He should have shouted. He should
Or
have
she
called for help.
or she should not have gone to the
Or
person's
she
house.
shouldn't have gone to the person's house. Or she shouldn't have attended the party. You know, things like that. But we fail to forget that things are not as straightforward. What you conceptualize in your... Sometimes when you hear... I met someone very recently that told me she was ill. And it was the person she trusted. It's the person that she called to come and help her out.
A trusted person.
A trusted person. So she told me she couldn't even fight. She couldn't oppose him because it was too shocking to be true.
Let's hold that. Hello? 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 All right, so it was too shocking because this was somebody that
you trust. And the last time, you know, we talked about the fact that up to 70% of rapists are known people, most often family members.
Yes. Hello?
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
I really appreciate the program. You know that doing a wonderful job.
All right.
Very nice, lot of fun.
Thank you.
And I have a problem.
Before you go on to tell us about your problems, can we get to know who you are and where you're calling from?
My name is John.
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 Okay.
From Bwatyum.
Okay, from VW.
Zaria Road. Yeah.
Okay, Zaria Road. Okay, go on.
Please, those people that have been going into this kind of immoral activity,
Yes.
how does the government handle them? Because most of them, the people, if they are being arrested or if they found, they used to take the energy.
Okay.
The right thing that is supposed to do.
Okay. It's all right. We will get. Yeah, we will get to answer your question, John. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. 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 All right. Our guest will answer your question shortly. Let's take another call. Thank you very much, John. Hello? Hello? What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Before, let's go on. We were talking about the person being too shocked. We will keep this and answer a number of questions together. All right, there's a call coming. Hello? Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, Cynthia from Gay. Can you speak louder? Hello? All right, we lost Cynthia from Gay. So, the person was too shocked.
Yes.
It was somebody that she trusted.
Yes. So
and over
sometimes
70% that people trusted.
we have to just go beyond thinking about whether the person shouted or not. And even though last week we said, yes, it is wrong for people to dress immorally, for people to behave naked and whatever. But then, everybody should have some measure of self-control if you're mentally healthy.
Yes, really.
So, the fact that a person is, in fact, stark naked does not give you the right to rape the person.
Exactly.
The fact that a person comes to your house at night does not give you the right to rape the person. In fact, even if it means that the person comes to your house, there is no excuse for rape. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Let's hold it. Hello? Hello? You are connected. What's your name and where are you calling from? Blessing, okay. So, what's your contribution, Blessing? Hello? Alright, I think Blessing doesn't know what to do Hello? Okay. Can you go ahead and make your contribution? Hello, I'm listening. Can you make your contribution? Hello? I wonder if, because we could hear you clearly. All right.
Okay. So, it's when people get raped, I think our immediate reaction should not be why the person was raped. But in the sense that the person has been raped.
Yes.
The person has been invaded. You know, rape is beyond just the sexual activity. We pay, in this part of the world, we respect our sexuality so much. We want to guard it. We don't want anyone to. So any act like that is, you know, the person feels invaded.
That's the word.
Yes, the person has been invaded without his consent. So the person has been violated. I think that is the main thing we should be concerned about before maybe later on as maybe preventive.
It's not even necessary to be talking about that one at that point.
The thing is that the person has been raped. So what do we do? And the first thing to do is to validate the person's fears, the person's concerns.
Let's hold it there. Hello? Hello? Let me say this for our callers. If you are calling and you get connected, you don't need to hear yourself through the TV because you need to put down the volume of your TV set. You hear yourself through the phone and you can speak out and we will hear you clearly because we hear you clearly from here. So you were talking about the concern being about the individual, the violation of the individual. And even if the person has been a prostitute working, selling a body for money, if that person, that same prostitute is raped, we shouldn't be talking about the prostitution. Is that this time around, she didn't give consent and she was violated. And that should be the response. That's what you are trying to say.
Yes, that should be the
Before
response.
we go on to the next one, let's look at this. Hello? 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 Yes, good evening. What's the name and where are you calling from? Okay, Emmanuel from Bokos. Go ahead and make your contribution. Emmanuel, we are hearing you. Can you make your contribution? All right. I think Emmanuel just lost the calling to talk. All right. Before we go on, I think let's quickly answer the question that we have on ground and then read a text. The person says, how does the government treat the issue of people who have raped others? How do they handle it? Then number two, the victims. What is the hope that we have for them? That's number one. Then there's a text message here that says, good evening. Actually, my question is, when a woman is being raped by her husband, what is the woman expected to do first? Is she supposed to take him to the police? So these are 2-3 questions on ground. We can go on that quickly, answer those ones before we take any other call.
Well, the issue of how government handle rape, people that rape others, you know, I think it's something that more justice will be done to the question when maybe when the legal people come on board. But what I know is that, first of all, you know, government does not go around and you know, arresting rapists where the rapist less arrest.
Yes.
A person must make a report, and then it will be handled as any criminal case.
Yes.
The problem we have is that you know, it's a little bit difficult to prove rape, especially when it has lasted a day or more. You know, what is the evidence that you actually were raped? You know, so things like that, and then nobody would actually, since rape is most times not anticipated,
and nobody will keep evidence.
So people don't keep evidence, and then when the thing happens, the first response for the person will be, let me wash this person off me, and so most of the evidence will be tempered with. So a lot of times, you know, in the court of law, even though I'm not a lawyer, everybody is assumed innocent until proven otherwise.
Yes.
And you know, the way that our rape and our justice system is, the burden of proof is on the person that took the case. So you have to prove it. So sometimes it gets a little bit dicey, but I know that there are prison terms, there are terms for things like that by the Constitution. So I think I would rest that there before I say things that I'm not authorized to talk about.
Okay, so what do we do for the victims?
Good. Now, I think that everybody that has been raped, that's my opinion, is that they should seek some psychological help for the person. Whether the person is developing symptoms of mental illness or not.
Yes.
Everybody that has been raped should go through
Just
some
hold
form
your
of
thoughts
counseling.
there. Let's see if you can get. Hello? Yeah. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, what's the name, please? What's your name? Hello? Hello? Yes. You are on to Mind Wealth for Life and Living? Yes, hello? What's your name and where are you calling from? Yes. So everybody should seek psychological.
Everybody should seek some form of psychological help once the person is raped. If your child has been raped, take him.
And what are the possible psychological interventions that could be done? And where could they, people are saying, because people may genuinely not know what to do.
Yes. I think that when a person is raped, in the first instance, you should take the person to the hospital for routine tests and things like that. If you go to any certified government hospital, usually they would involve the psychiatrist and psychologist in the management of the patient. And so even if the patient is not having mental health conditions at that time, at least they are trained in such a way to know, where is this patient stuck? Is this patient in denial? How would we help him accept this? Sometimes it's just basic counseling. At other times, you have to go into more technical psychotherapy, which, some people would hide it and think, okay, let's just help him. But it is advisable that you allow trained people to do that. In fact, research has shown that even if you are the trained person yourself and your relative has gone through this, you should take him to other trained people, not yourself, because the way you would handle it would be with some emotions, because this is your person, this is either your child, your relative, your friend that has been affected. So you would be seeing things from the position of hurt too, because you are also hurt. So it's better to take people to either the hospital to see the doctors who would know the next line of person to see, or to see trained counselors. So there are facilities that offer these services. I'm sure yours is one.
Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we shall continue. Viewers at home, stay tuned and don't go away.
Netwealth comes out. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be somebody, through development and building one's capacity, financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better.
My name is Dr. Kingsley Okonoda. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Netwealth Consult Training and Development. At Netwealth Consult, we help individuals, organizations, and communities to actualize their potentials, to cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to society. We do this through our training seminars, workshops, and conferences on the issues of mental health promotion, peak performance, management consulting, and personal development. Among trainings, seminars, workshops that we have done for individuals and organizations like this, Netwealth Consult also holds the Strategic Planning and Goal Setting Seminar in the first week of January annually, as well as the Financial Independence and Wealth Creation Seminar on the 1st of October every year. We also have the issues of mental health promotions on the 10th of October, which is the World Mental Health Day, as well as the 26th of June, the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. We invite you to avail yourself of any of our trainings, workshops, and conferences at Netwealth Consult so that you can have the life of abundance that you deserve. Thank you very much.
Netwealth Consult. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be somebody.
All right, welcome back. Before we continue on the discussion, as you saw in that short break there, at Netwealth Consult, we shall be having a training on suicide prevention for media practitioners tomorrow at our center, and it promises to be an exciting one where we are because you as Dr. Gyang will also know that the issue of reportage is also very important. There could be a cascade of suicide with the way people report cases and all that. We're going to be tackling that. And then in August, we're going to have like 2 different trainings. One is on suicide prevention and resilience training on the 24th of August, and the second is on understanding mental health and mental illnesses for the layman. That's on the 31st of August. I will be one of the trainers. Dr. Gyang will be there. Professor Obindo, who has been on this program, also will be there. If you want to get to know more details about that, you can send your SMS to us on the SMS line or call our studio line after the program. So, Dr. Gyang, like you were saying, you were talking about the issue of rape and the interventions that people can seek. However, one of the things I've discovered is that when people are raped, it's either they go to the hospital first, or sometimes they go to the police station, and people in these places, are they well trained to be able to handle the first initial reactions, not to also contaminate evidence and all that?
I think that, well, more needs, for me, I would not be in a hurry to condemn anybody, okay, because I believe they are acting based on the knowledge they have. And so a lot of times, they ask certain questions which might actually be more damaging to the survivor, as he said, and the person, asking questions like what we said earlier: why did you go there alone? How can you prove to us, to believe you and stuff? And then sometimes those things would make the person to shrink back, and then the family would feel humiliated and not even want to pursue the case. So I think that even our police, our justice system, they probably need more training on how to approach this group of people. Okay. But another dimension is the fact that should not make people not to want to report.
Let's take this call before we go to the second dimension. Hello. All right, we love that call. Hello. 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 All right, so you said that should not
prevent people from reporting.
Yes.
Because last week we established the fact that more than 50% of those people that have been raped have actually been raped multiple times. So keeping quiet, trying to hide it, will just enable, the perpetrator of the crime, who is most likely going to be somebody around, to keep doing it over and over. And then when it keeps happening, the victim or the survivor might reach a stage of what we call learned helplessness. The person feels helpless, there is nothing I can do, and then the resistance becomes less and less until a point will come where the person will just come, that's the perpetrator, will now come and just have a field day without any, because the person, especially if he's a child, has now taken it to be a norm. So we should still report, but then let's try to get to the hospital as fast as
possible. Yes.
Because when we get to the hospital as fast as we can, there are things can be done. You can actually sees the sperm cells, for example, can survive in the genital area for quite a long time, and that could be gotten as evidence for you. And interestingly, the semen of the can actually be traced to the person who perpetuated the act in case, because the DNA, that's a technical term anyway, but the basic
DNA now,
the DNA is,
because even the films are telling us about DNA.
It's in the sperm. You know, so you can find even hair around. So when your child, when you are raped, the first thing is not to take a bath, but get to the hospital. And then from there, you even have a bulk of evidence. The hospital can write, yes, we saw this, and we found this and this and this as evidence of rape, which will help you in the law court. I think the first point of call is, let's go to the hospital. From the hospital, we now involve the law enforcement agencies.
We should be talking about the well-being of the individual.
Yes, because no matter how hard we probe or we try to report this, if the person is not mentally healthy, your facts will not even be substantiated. So we should get to the hospital first.
All right. So Jonathan Dongo from Bokuru says, good evening, I appreciate your program, and I thank the guest speaker for giving us a clear explanation of the topic. Well done, and God bless you. Johanna from Zaramaganda also says, good evening, sir. Rape is pathetic. It's a pathetic event which may lead to suicide, killing, war. In the Bible, Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, was raped by Shechem, and the whole city was destroyed. Not only the man that raped her. That's a spiritual dimension there. It's all right. So
I want to also quickly comment on the one that said, if your husband is raping you, do you take the person to the police? You know, my own understanding of law is that a lot of times you go to the police, they tell you this is not a criminal case, this is a family matter.
As a matter of fact, there's no rape in the law, in Nigerian law, between husband and wife. Yes.
So, you know, that can be an issue. But I think if you are having sexual violence or rape, you know, as a woman, what you should do is to try and understand why this is happening. Now, there are people, you know, we talked about looking at the position of rape, the mind of the rapist. There are some people, you know, there are some sexual deviations which are actually disorders medically. You know, there are some people that we call them either, is it the sadist? The sadist, I think, that get sexual satisfaction only by inflicting pain on the other person. That is actually a sexual disorder, and the person needs some form of treatment. And so you need to understand, the thing is that you might not take it to the police, but then you should cry out for help. You could actually go to the hospital and then discuss it. You know, they would advise you, or we would advise you on, you know, the adequate ways to try and bring in your husband for help. Some other people rape because from the position of, you know, of their own hearts. For example, a man...
Hurting people hurt people.
Yes, a man who has been raped before is more likely to help to hurt his woman or to rape his woman. And such kind of people is not in taking them to the police to go and be prosecuted, but in helping them to process their own pain and to walk through it. Then they would, when they get healing, nobody would want to rape another
Thank you very much, Dr. Gyang. You know, this is a topic that we can go on and on and on and on. Every time, it always is as if we don't have enough time to talk about these things. I want to thank Dr. Gyang, consultant psychiatrist at the JUTH University Teaching Hospital and a fellow of the West African College of Physicians, for giving us such an interesting discussion on the issue of rape. I am sure that it has been enlightening, it has been educative for you out there, our listeners. I want to say that the most important thing about rape is actually about the well-being of the individual, rather than, you know, you can actually get justice in the law court and still not be healed, and that will mean a lifetime of misery. So when people are raped, the first thing to do is to get to the hospitals to see how we can treat them, and then of course preserve evidence to be able to prosecute people who are perpetrating the rape. I also want to say that we might look at the issue of rape and the rapist as somebody who is suffering from a mental disorder, Even if there's no frank mental disorder, there are some psychological issues. Hurting people, hurt people. So we should look more into helping people to heal from their traumatic wounds. I want to thank everybody that have been on the program today. I want to say also that for the program we're having tomorrow, all the people that have been invited from the media houses will be expecting you on suicide and its prevention. And of course, the program that we're having in August on suicide prevention and resilience training, as well as understanding mental illness and mental health and illnesses. They promise to be educative, they promise to be enlightening, so that you'll be able to have a sound mind for the life of abundance that you desire. You can continue to join us on this conversation by sending your SMS to our SMS line, or by making comments on our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/mindwealth Doctor, one word, or on www.facebook.com/Netwealth Consult, one word. You can also send your tweet to us at Dr Okonoda, DROKONODA, or at Netwealth C on Twitter. I thank everybody that have been with us on this program. I want to say stay tuned for the program next week, same station as we come on your way. I remain your host, Dr. Kingsley Okonoda, saying bye for now and remain blessed.
Netwealth Consult. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be somebody, through development and building one's capacity, financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better, 'cause we're taking you higher, You can be entertaining, so educated, making you so independent through